When you come in here, the rules of the game are different. What you can't do is talk over me. Now that's what you can't do. I think this is about your relationship. I just thought it was sex. Because it only gets worse for you. Act like you already know what you already know. This ain't new information to you. It's new information to me. This is why I got up this morning.
Today on Judge Dad.
The night that Emily dumped him, he sent me a picture of his penis.
She was starting to flirt with me in sessions. We'd known each other for a year, and it was kind of starting to go that way.
I opened the chat, and I saw him sending multiple pictures of his penis to multiple clients, women.
Court is in session. Dr. Sean McMillan presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So we're here because the plaintiff, Jenny Amore, is suing the defendant, Luke Gray, in the amount of $1,000 for unused training sessions that she paid for. Miss Amore, tell me what's going on here.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So about a year ago, I decided that I needed a lifestyle change, and I talked to my friend Emily about it, and she said, girl, I'm all for it. How about I connect you with the guy I just started seeing? He's actually a personal trainer. And I said, great, sign me up, let's go. And we started talking, and I said, this sounds like a great fit. So I signed up for multiple sessions at once, which I have been doing for a year. I prepay in advance, and I did submit the evidence to the court of my credit card statement showing that I did prepay for these sessions. And for about a year, I was training with him, with Luke, and we had a really good relationship. I lost 25 pounds. He really helped me. I feel great. And then suddenly everything went crazy when Emily dumped him. And he just did a complete 180. He became mentally unstable. His narcissism and ego just completely inflated. And I'm here because of that. The consequence of that is that he did some things that, you know, he probably shouldn't have done.
Like
and,
what? I need you to be specific, Miss Jenny. I need to know everything. Don't give me the PC, polite version. Tell me what's going on here.
Yes, Your Honor. So the night that Emily dumped him, he sent me a picture of his penis.
The proverbial pic. So he sent you a
yes,
pic,
he did.
That's
there
an actual. There it is. That's a pic. Okay.
Yep.
Keep going.
And
when I asked you for the all-out version, you really nailed it.
Yep. And so I did not ask for this. I should make that very clear. I have never approached Luke in a sexual or amoral or inappropriate way. Like I said, our relationship was strictly professional.
So how did he end up sending you? I mean, most people, some people are, not a part of this rule, but people don't normally just, out of left field, just send you a picture of their penis. How did y'all get there?
Right. I don't know. I think he thought that since he was free from Emily, that I would take his advances.
Okay, well, hold on.
Understand exactly why.
Miss Jenny, hold on 1 second, because I want to bring in Mr. Luke. Mr. Luke, so you just send people pictures of your penis?
No, that doesn't make any sense, right, Your Honor? So what happened is we were all celebrating Emily's birthday at a party, and we were all drinking, and I made a mistake, as normal people do. We make human mistakes, and I meant to send that picture to Emily. It's quite reasonable, seeing that the plaintiff was under my phone as Emily's friend, and so I must have accidentally sent it to her.
Whoa, because this just got, we got pics, and now we got, you have her in your phone. You have Jenny in your phone, not as Jenny, but as Emily's friend?
That's correct, Your
Which is
Honor.
ridiculous because we've known each other for a year now, and he hasn't bothered to change my name in his phone, apparently.
Yeah, but Miss Jenny, normally I don't let people jump in like that, but that was exactly what I was going to say. So thank you for making the job a little easier for me today, but don't do that again. Mr. Luke.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
I mean, you really, are you asking me to believe that she's not in your phone as Jenny and you made a mistake and sent it to Emily's friend when you meant to send it to Emily? You were not sending Jenny intentionally a picture of your penis.
I was not. That is correct. I was inebriated, and it was an honest mistake. I deal with many clients, over 100 clients.
Well, you know what, Mr. Luke,
Yes,
I've had a few drinks over the course of my life. I'm not unfamiliar with a little glass of something wonderful. But let me tell you something, in all the years I've been walking around on this planet, I've never been, so inebriated that I just whipped out my penis and sent pictures to people. Before we go any further in this case, Mr. Luke, let me give you a little advice.
Yes,
Keep your penis in your pants and only show it to the people that deserve to see it. So let's get to the training, because I've said the word penis entirely too many times. So let's.
Agreed.
So what happened with this? So what happened that made you? Because apparently you're the one, Mr. Luke, that canceled the proverbial contract. Is that right?
that is correct.
Why did you do that?
I did it because the plaintiff, Your Honor, had touched me inappropriately and broken a morality clause in our contract.
Explain what happened, because that's just a lot of. I need more than that.
To be specific, the plaintiff, Your Honor, had found out about her friend and I breaking up.
Emily.
And I believe it was in her interest to start making advances towards me. And when she was starting to flirt with me in sessions, we'd known each other for a year, and it was kind of starting to go that way. And then, frankly, during one training session, she had touched me in the penis. Sorry that you have to hear that word again, but that's what happened.
I have a text message here. Someone has in evidence. Which one of you has this text message in evidence? Is that you, Miss Jenny?
Me, Your Honor.
And
Yes.
why do you have this in evidence?
Because it is a blatant lie. That's why it's in evidence. I repeat, I did not inappropriately touch Luke's penis.
This whole case
Absolutely
is revolving around this today. Listen, so let me ask you this, Miss Jenny. Did you touch him? He's alleging that you didn't touch him at all. So he's making that up.
No, that is a complete lie. It's a complete and utter lie. Because he was embarrassed that he sent me a picture. So he decided to flip it on me and suddenly paint me as this harasser.
Yes, but Miss Jenny, hold on one second. You have a little problem. I have a little problem with that testimony, because in the text message, you admit to grabbing him. I just asked you intentionally. I know what I'm doing. Like, I do this for a living. I asked you, did you touch him? You said, no, I didn't touch him. He made it up. But in the text message, you admit to grabbing him for balance. So
his arm, yes.
No. I asked you, did you touch him? I didn't ask you where you touched him. Because what I'm judging is your capacity for truth telling. I'm judging how much do you walk in veracity, right? You told me you didn't touch him at all, but in the text message it shows me that you did, and you admitted that you grabbed him for balance. You're saying now, you're revising it to say that you touched his arm for balance. Is that right?
I did, sir.
All right.
I was thinking about the inappropriate version.
Yes, because
I did touch him for balance on his arm.
Yeah, we've been talking about penises the whole trial, so naturally, that's where you would think I was talking. But yes, the arm, wherever you touched him, you touched him. Let me give you some good advice. This is bigger than the case. Stop doing that. Don't give people money for things they haven't done yet.
You are the foul.
Get off my stage! So here's what I need to know. I need to know, how are you justified with canceling sessions that have been paid for already? What's justification for that? Mr. Luke.
All right.
Mr.
Yeah,
Luke.
so there's no evidence.
Mr. Luke.
No.
Mr. Luke.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, when I talk to you, I need you to look at me. I don't need you to look down and around. Whatever you're doing, if you don't have God himself in that room, I need to be the focus of your attention. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
So look at me, nothing else. So answer my question. How are you justified with canceling these sessions?
Okay, so as you can see, I turned in some evidence. Exhibit A here, my training program contract.
I see that.
And under personal training terms and conditions, I have two clauses, both 5, the morals clause, which says if either party commits an act
Mr.
which
Luke,
reasonable
Mr. Luke, I read it already.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to read it. I read it already. But tell me then. Here's what your moral, because I'm very familiar with moral clauses. Very familiar with them. Here's what your moral clause does not cover, which makes it greatly insufficient. The moral clause gives you the right to terminate the contract if certain infractions pertaining to morality happen to be undertaken. What it does not cover, however, is what happens to any financial agreements in the event you execute the clause. That's what's not in the moral clause, which makes it almost irrelevant for our time together. You did have the right, according to your claim, to terminate the contract, but you don't necessarily clearly have the right to not return the money. What's your justification for that? It can't be this moral clause because it doesn't cover it.
No, you're exactly right, Your Honor. If you look under number 4, under my personal training terms and conditions, it says no personal training refunds will be issued for any reason, including but not limited to relocation, illness, and most importantly, unused sessions.
Now, let me ask Miss Jenny that, because I saw that. Miss Jenny, let me ask you, did you see that clause in the contract when you signed it?
I did.
You did, and you signed the contract anyway?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you read the contract?
Yes, I did.
Clauses 4 and 5?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not think it would be an issue because I thought we had a great relationship. I did not foresee any of this coming.
Yes, this is a classic case of separating how you feel from what you do with your money. Speaking of money, let me ask you, I think, a very important question for our time today. Why did you prepay $1,000 worth of sessions? Why did you do that? Why didn't you pay based upon the sessions you actually received at the moment you received them?
That's just my personality. I like to get ahead on things. I don't like to worry about having money being an issue. I just like to get things out of the way and prepaid, done, go. It's not an issue. And I didn't think it would be.
Well, Miss Jenny, I'm just saying I totally understand, you know, the need or the desire to have things completed, check, I've done that. But this is one of those times when that is not only inconvenient, but it hurts you. You would not be in this court today if you had not prepaid these sessions, and you would not have prepaid these sessions if you had not thought that giving somebody money for services they haven't rendered is a good idea. Let me give you some good advice. This is bigger than the case. Stop doing that. Don't give people money for things they haven't done yet. That doesn't just apply to money. It applies to almost everything. Don't give people things that they haven't earned and they don't deserve yet.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Heard.
Let me hear the witness. Who brought a witness?
I did. I actually brought Emily. my friend.
This is
who
this is the proverbial Emily.
This is Emily.
Emily, welcome to my court today. Miss Emily, tell me what you have to contribute to this.
First of all, hi, Luke. Didn't expect to see me here, huh?
First of all, Emily, you talk to me, you don't talk to Luke, or you won't be here very long. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm here to tell the court that Luke, my ex-boyfriend, is a cheating dog. We were dating
Emily, I've heard enough. Thank you for coming. Goodbye. Bye, Emily, because that's not helpful. Let's get rid of Emily. There you go. I don't need to hear that. Cheating dog is not, no. All right. Well, Miss Jenny, bring better witnesses to court next time you come, because that wasn't helpful at all. The morality clause shouldn't just protect him, it should protect you, especially when it comes to personal training. You ever heard of personal trainers being a little, creepy? Sometimes they are. They're just like
Maybe
everybody.
I'm too naive, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, welcome to the sunshine.
I am ordering you to heal. That's called a mama with a soft heart.
Son. I'm gonna talk to you as a dad for a second.
Your Honor, please, can I please ask you to listen to my witness? She has a lot of very important things to say. She is very upset with Luke right now. So please forgive her temper, but I think she does have some very important things to say.
Miss Jenny, I try to be a fair man. I try to be a good man. I'm not always nice. I don't strive for niceness. I strive for goodness. You know what the difference is, Miss Jenny?
No, sir.
Let me tell you what the difference is. Nice people say what you want to hear. Good people say what you need to hear in a way that you can hear it. So I'm hoping that when Miss Emily comes back, she's not just nice, she's good, because I need to be able to hear what she has to say. So Miss Emily, come on back, and let's try this again. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in second chances. Welcome back, Miss Emily.
Hello, Your Honor. I apologize. I'm sorry. I just haven't seen Luke for a while, and I got really upset. I deeply apologize for that.
I accept your apology, ma'am. Continue. Please tell me what you have to say.
So, I started dating Luke for like 1.5 years, a little bit more, and I suggested, as you know, to him as a professional trainer to my friend Jenny. And one night, I was sleeping over at his place. They're already like doing the sessions and it was going great. And I woke up at like one night, I wanted to get some water, and then I went back and I saw his phone like ringing, vibrating, and I just looked at it because, I was curious. So, and I saw an answer from one of his other clients who he's training, that the text, "I can't wait to see your in real life again." And I was, what? I opened the chat and I saw him sending multiple pictures of his penis to multiple clients, women he is training at the same time. And I was deeply shocked, and I did not expect at 2 a.m. to see so many penis pictures of my now ex-boyfriend.
Oh my goodness.
So
yes, this
is a good friend of mine, and she said the next day, "Emily, I'm sorry, I have to tell you that, but your boyfriend sent me a penis picture." And I'm like, "Oh, tell me about it. I just saw it on his phone."
Miss Emily, are you telling me that Mr. Luke is a serial penis picture sender?
I'm very sorry to say that. Actually, I'm not very sorry, but yes, he is.
This is why I got up this morning. This right here, just to have this moment. Just now, Miss Emily, because I just want to be clear. You're letting me know right now that this is not an isolated incident.
Yes, Your Honor. It is multiple women, multiple penis pictures. Every time a different nice picture. I gotta say, it's not only that you just saw. It is different locations.
Different locations. I'm glad we don't have those photos here today. Oh my goodness. So let me ask you this, Miss Jenny, you're suing for $1,000, and you read the contract. When you got the contract, you told me you read clause 4. I gave him a hard time about clause 5. I wanted to see if he even knew what was in his own contract, and he did, because he brought up clause 4 all by himself. So he knows what's in his contract. You said you read it, so you knew what was in the contract before you signed it.
But Your Honor, I also believe that he broke the morality clause as well in sending me that picture.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, the problem, perhaps he did. Well, no perhaps. Somebody sees you a pic like that, and that's stepped over quite a few lines. But the problem with that is you didn't execute your right to make that claim. And secondly, the contract that you signed is one-sided. That's why you shouldn't sign one-sided contracts, by the way. Another bit of advice that I'm giving you a lot of free advice today, Miss Jenny. I must like you. Don't sign one-sided contracts. Make sure that you're protected as well. The morality clause shouldn't just protect him, it should protect you, especially when it comes to personal training. You ever heard of personal trainers being a little, creepy? Yeah, sometimes they are. They're just like
Maybe I'm too naive, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, welcome to the sunshine. It's called my courtroom. It's good for the soul. You're gonna be a better person after this is over. Mr. Luke, stop smiling, sir, because you're not an angel. You're not God's gift to humanity. I have a few problems with what you've done. Now, you may be protected according to this contract. This contract does protect you because she read it, and clause 4 is there, and it's hard to get around it.
I believe that he is painting this nonsensical image of me, of someone that would wait to harass him. If I was a harasser, do you think I would be polite enough to wait to harass him?
You are the foul. Get off my stage.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Luke, because first you weren't looking at me.
Yes, sir.
And then you're smiling like a Cheshire cat, as my mother would say. Let me ask you this. Be honest with me. It's just me and you. We're going to talk, just me and you. Do you really think that this woman meant to grab your private parts? Or was she, as she is suggesting, she was trying to catch a balance and she happened to touch you wherever she touched you, but it was not an aggressive move?
No, I do.
You do what?
I absolutely believe she did.
You do believe that?
I know the relationship. Yeah, I've been with her for a year now. I helped her lose 25 pounds. As soon as she lost 25 pounds, she started feeling better about her body. And, she knows better than anyone that me and Emily's relationship had been pretty shaky, and she'd been making
and Mr. Luke, this has nothing to do with the fact that your relationship with Emily had just concluded, and you were not seeking vengeance because they're friends. You were not seeking retribution because they're friends, because you were mad at Emily. You have her in your phone as Emily's friend.
Correct. No, I mean, as any human would, of course I was upset. Of course I was emotionally, distraught by the event that happened, but it doesn't take away from her advances towards me. I would seek that first contact, and she kind of let the door open as soon as she found out that we weren't going out anymore. And it's not my fault that she breached the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor, may I respond?
Yes, you may actually. To me, not to him.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. I believe that he is painting this nonsensical image of me, of someone that would wait to harass him. If I was a harasser, do you think I would be polite enough to wait to harass him? That just doesn't make sense in my mind.
Well, listen, I can't. There's something going on here between the two of you.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, Your Honor, does it make any sense?
I'm talking, Mr. Luke. I'm talking.
Yes, sir. I'm
not entirely sure what it is. And some of that I don't need to figure out in order to figure out what to do here. This case is actually pretty simple in a very complicated way, because I have a contract, Miss Jenny. I got a contract. You signed it. You read it. You knew what was in it when you signed it. You prepaid, which again, I'm telling you, stop giving people your money without services rendered. You willingly done that. In a lot of ways, Miss Jenny, you're not a victim. You're a volunteer. You raised your hand and said, take my money. Take my money. That's what you did. Yes. But I'm not entirely sure I believe Mr. Luke. I'm just not. I'm not entirely sure that I believe, based upon Emily, who came on with that kind of vitriol and venom. She came out just spitting fire. I'm not entirely sure that their breakup was amicable, as it were. It sounds like you guys went through a thing. It sounds like she's mad as hell at you, and you may be playing it off, but I think you're mad as hell at her and whatever's connected to her. No, I'm still talking. I'm very much still talking. And you did send her a penis pic. You can say, you come up with all the reasons why you did it. The fact is, you did it, and regrettably, I've seen it. I've seen it.
We've all seen it.
I know what it looks like. So, you can spin the story about why it happened, but the fact is that it did. And to me, I think both of you broke the morality clause. You don't get to send people penis pics and then say you meant to send it to someone else who you're training, and then act like the reason negates what you've done. I don't care what your reasons are. The fact is that it happens. And according to your contract, Mr. Luke, the morality clause only works one way. But according to this courtroom, that's not the case. It works both ways. If she does not get to touch you inappropriately, and she doesn't, you don't get to send inappropriate pictures, because you do not have the right to blast your private parts to the world. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to award Miss Jenny her money, pay her back her money, give her her money. Miss Jenny, I'm only giving you this because I think both of you need to learn a lesson here. I think Mr. Luke needs to learn he doesn't get to hide behind a contract. Paperwork is not a substitute for character. And Miss Jenny, I think you're a good person. I think you have a good heart. I think you mean well.
Thank you.
I think you need to stop doing stupid stuff, though. Stop giving people your money.
Your Honor.
Stop it. All right, I'm done with this. Get your money, Miss Jenny. Get your $1,000 back. I'm done.
Thank you.
That's the order of the court.
So it's been about a month since I won my court case. Thank you so much, Judge, for 1, getting me my money back, and 2, helping me realize that I was being a bit naive with some people and being too trusting. So I definitely stopped prepaying for things.
Well, I definitely wasn't happy with the result. As you can tell, a contract is a contract. Thought it was law binding, but Judge had something different to say. But I respect the judge's decision, taught me a valuable lesson, keep my dick in my pants, and since then I've been a lot more careful and professional with my clients. I wish the best to those two, hope they see the results they want, but for now my business is still thriving.